Hello guys, welcome to my first driving test video for Chesterfield Driving Test Center. So this test was taken on Tuesday the 16th of April 2024 and the time for the test was at 2:32 p.m. in the afternoon. Unfortunately, this test was a fail with 5 driving faults and 1 serious fault. So in this video, we're going to look through and watch the test and see if we can pick out where these faults were. And hopefully you'd be able to learn one or few things from the video. So the serious fault on the test was actually response to signals and signs and road markings. And sadly, this was just a minute or so from the end of the test. But anyways, let's go through the minor faults. So we've got 2 minor faults for progress, appropriate speed. We have 1 for judgments meeting, and we have 1 for signal correctly, and then the last one for reverse park, so control. And yeah, these were the faults on the tests. And when we get to the point, we will talk about the serious fault and of course the minor faults as well. Now keep in mind, when I say minor faults, they are the same as driving faults. So stay tuned and come along. So don't forget guys, if you find this video useful, I would really appreciate it. Support the channel, like the video, share, leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel. So remember, turn the notification button on so that when I post new videos for Chesterfield as well as other test centers around, which I'm about to do, so Barnsley and Worksop, and also Sheffield and Middlewood that I've already done, then put your notification button on so you can get notifications for them. Remember that if you find yourself in a situation like this at a busy junction, don't forget it is not your fault. Wait until it is safe. Although yes, you might miss 1 or 2 opportunities, but remember that at the end of the day, in most cases, the first or second is more likely going to be a minor fault, unless if the situation is extremely, I say in a case where the opportunity is actually there and you hesitated terribly. But other than that, it is more likely to be a minor fault. So take your time, don't rush, look for a safe gap and go when it's safe. Don't pressurize yourself and start worrying about traffic behind you in a situation where you clearly cannot go safely. That is not undue hesitation. That is you actually waiting for the situation to be safe. Just so you know, the speed you see on the screen is always going to be about 2 to 3 miles below the actual speed of the car. So if you're seeing 22 miles an hour, then the driver is actually doing just about 24 or 25 miles an hour. So keep this in mind. And if you're sweeping the road for your traffic signs, then at this point you should be aware that the road you're joining ahead is a one-way. Although no fault was given for this junction, remember that on the traffic code, you should give way to pedestrians crossing or waiting to cross at the junction. And if pedestrians are already crossing, then they have priority over you. But it must be said that this is a controversial rule. Hence, some examiners might give a fault, while some would not give a fault, just like in this case. But to keep yourself in a safe side, if it is safe to stop for pedestrians at the junction, I mean, if it's realistic and safe, then consider stopping and giving them way. You're not going to be at a worst case scenario in that situation, because you don't want to be in a case where you have an examiner whose interpretation would be right according to the rule, and then you get a fault for that. Now, if it's going to be a minor or serious, I wouldn't know. Again, that would be depending on the examiner. So just remember, but whatever you do, make sure it is safe. If it's not safe, you should be continuing and do what is safe. Check your interior mirror before you make your decision. And as you would see here, we are coming to start the independent driving. So the learner is going to be following the sat nav from this point. Remember, every time you pull up on the left, remember to do your full 6-point check before moving off. Don't forget your blind spot, and remember that when you're looking or checking your blind spot, make sure you're actually looking for something. Know what you're looking for so that you don't do that check and yet miss traffic coming through. So right now I'm looking at the speedometer and it seems like we're doing just about 18-19 miles an hour at this point. And if you look ahead of us, we've got a very good safe gap ahead. We've got a safe situation from the first car that was ahead of us along with the bus, but we're not making so much progress. So I would assume at this point that this will be one of the faults for progress appropriate speed. So yep, we'll take that for one progress fault. And just to point out and remind you that if you are lucky enough to get a route like this, I would say to you, stay calm and enjoy it, because this is actually one of the very easy route for Chesterfield Driving Test Center. Trust me, they have a couple of roundabouts that probably is not the best if you're anxious and nervous. So enjoy the easy ones when you have it. So we are just about 20 minutes into the test, and I have so far been able to identify one of the driving faults. So keep in mind, for the signals, we would not be able to figure that out because you'd have to be in the car to know when that occurred. So in case I miss any of the other faults, don't forget, we can pick it up together. If you did see anyone and you probably think maybe it might be one of them, then leave a comment below and we would check that through the comment. And so far, her positioning during normal stop has been very good. So it's been consistent through the couple of pulling up on the left that they've done so far. So that's really good. And when you're coming into a road like this, as you see here, speed is changing to 50 miles per hour. But remember, don't just focus on that number only. Consider the space you have. Consider the bends ahead of you. Consider your positioning. And of course, consider the weather condition. If it's raining, the speed is going to be different from if the road was actually dry. Now, don't forget, your speed is only if it's safe. It's only an advisory. That's the maximum you can go if it was safe in an ideal situation. But it's never going to be safe to do 50 on this road anyways. So don't forget, make sure you feel safe, your examiner feels safe. If you're struggling to keep the car in control, then you're probably driving too fast for the situation. Now, don't quote me, but I do feel like if on this road, when we're coming into some of those bends, the car seems to be dropping a lot more speed than necessary. So for that reason, I might just be pushed to believe that we would have gotten one of the other minor faults for progress appropriate speed on this road. So provisionally, let's give it another minor fault here for progress appropriate speed. And so at this roundabout ahead is where the learner got the serious fault. So this is third exit, turning right towards the test center. So at the moment we have a single lane, but as you get to the junction, the road actually divides into two lanes, and left lane is turning left and ahead only, and the learner uses the left lane, as you can see here, to turn right, third exit. Now you might be wondering, why did this learner make this mistake? That is because she has been preparing for the big roundabouts, and most of those big roundabouts you can't turn left, you can't turn right from the left lane at most of them. So you can do fourth exit and third exit and even fifth exit to some point on the left lane, if I'm correct. And she had that in mind at this roundabout. So don't do that to yourself. Deal with what is in front of you. This is the problem when you cram things in your head. You will be thinking about something else and not necessarily reacting to what is in front of you. Now, had it been that she had noticed that floor marking on time and just continued straight or even turned left at the roundabout, she wouldn't have failed, because it would have just been missing a turn, and that is not a fail. But unfortunately, she continued to turn right from that lane, and that would be a serious fault, as it was on this test. So that is so sad that just at the last minute, at the dying minute, we get a serious fault, and unfortunately, this is the reason why the test, unfortunately and sadly, was a fail. And yet again, we get another fault just at the end of the test, because in this case here, I believe we would have gotten that minor fault for judgment in meeting situation here. So after this car is come past, the next car ahead, we should have waited for that car. But Lena went ahead, which would have forced that car to slow down unnecessarily. So we are back at the test center now, and this is where we get the final fault. So the third one, which is for control, and that's during the reverse bay parking. So we apparently got 3 faults in the last 3 minutes. So one of which was the serious fault, and then the other 2 minor faults, which just happened, as you could see here. And that was it, unfortunately. So driving test was now a fail, unfortunately and sadly. But it wasn't a bad drive. Generally, it was okay. It was good. Some situations we could have made a bit more progress, so hence why we got 2 minor faults for progress, appropriate speed. But other than that, it was actually a good drive. So good job. Just need to improve on those bits and come back for it. So keep this in mind. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget, click the like button, share the video, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions. And don't forget, please guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That would really help the channel. If you want me to create more content for Chesterfield, then that's gonna happen the more likes the video has, so that I know that these videos are actually making an impact. Otherwise, there'll be no point to spend time doing a test center that not much people are really interested in. So keep that in mind. That's why it's really important. So, but thanks again. Thanks for having you. And I hope you found it useful again. And don't forget, I'll be posting a few more videos, and I'm going to be doing the Chesterfield roundabouts. There's a lot of them, couple of roundabouts around Chesterfield that can be intimidating. So I have started them already, and I should be finishing them probably this week. So they'll be coming up in the next few days. So look out for that as well. So this is it. Reverse bay parking, 1 fault for control, and that is the end of this test. So again, stay safe on the road. Best of luck with your driving lesson, and all the best of all on your driving test. So I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed. One love. Peace. And I'm out.